Good morning. I am Gabz, one half of Slip Slip Sis. Che and I decided we were going to do something different for this month just because we couldn't get our schedules to line up. So instead of our regular podcast, we are doing kind of a weekend vlog. Today is Friday. I think it's March 25th. So you'll get to see kind of what I do on Fridays. And then I think Chaley's going to be able to catch some footage of what she's doing on Sunday. She's going to hit up some shops for the LA yarn crawl. She's got her super big event for her work on Saturday, so we weren't able to podcast. Today will be a little bit different than what my normal day looks like. My toddler, Lottie, who if you've been following along with us, she's just over 2. She is having a 2-day long sleepover at my parents' house. So it is just my infant home with me today. So it's a little bit less hectic. And usually when Lottie's here, my mom comes during the week to kind of help me out with her. So you'll get to kind of see what I'm doing today. I don't really know what you're gonna see. Life with an infant is always a little bit variable. I know you won't see as much knitting content as you usually would. I know this is a knitting vlog, not a mommy vlog, but there's gonna be a decent amount of crossover with that right now. I'm still on maternity leave. Let's see, what else do I have to catch you up on? Oh, and I've got some content warnings. This is, I am breastfeeding my infant. I exclusively pump for her. Don't worry, I won't show any footage of me pumping or anything like that, but I do have a significant oversupply, so you may see me bagging, prepping milk and stuff like that. So if that's not good for your soul, if that's not good to see that you're working through whatever your feeding journey was with your child, I wanted to make sure you were aware that that might pop up. Most of my knitting time is done while I'm pumping, so I won't be filming that either. I'll probably film what my knitting looked like before the pump session and then what it looked afterwards, because again, not a mommy vlog and, nipples and stuff. So that's kind of what I've got for you today. I have some intense cleaning that I want to do in the kitchen. I'm following the Clean Mama method right now. She's got, none of this is sponsored. We have no sponsors. I'm just trying to make my life manageable. I'm trying the Clean Mama method for trying to keep the house manageable, under control, not so hectic with crumbs and stuff like that. So I've got some cleaning tasks that I am going to head off and do. Lenny, my 3-month-old, is, I think, catnapping right now. We'll see how long that lasts. She's been a catnapper lately, so I'm off to try and get some cleaning done. I'll check in later. Hi, I'm back. It's about, I think, 11. I got most of the kitchen cleaning done. I did a bunch of dishes. You got a very long hyperlapse or time lapse of me washing dishes, took like 20 minutes. And I was able to wipe down the counters. I've got this Clean Mama method. There's like 5 daily tasks that you're supposed to do every day to help keep your house from like running amok. So I think it's clean the countertops, spot clean the floors, which usually means I sweep, laundry, oh no, that's only 3, make the beds and clean out the clutter. So I started to clean out the clutter and then Lenny woke up and fussed, so she wanted her bottle. So now I don't think you can see here, let me see, now I am a human bed. So I'm just chilling here for a second with her. I'll set her down afterwards. And then hopefully we're going to go for our morning walk after that, and I can finish the rest of my daily chores. I'm gonna next try and tackle cleaning the clutter, which usually means just cleaning our dining room table, which ends up just being like a repository for all the junk that we come across during the day. So hopefully I will get to that and start a little laundry. Hi, it's about 1 o'clock. Lottie's not here. Lenny and I went on a walk. My sister called just before the walk, so I ended up talking to Chaylee on the walk. She was driving back from picking up food for one of her events, so I got to chat with her on her way back, so I didn't get any footage of walking, but that's fine. I was just pushing the bassinet. Lenny fell asleep on her walk, then she got back, had some milk, and now she and Daniel are out getting Chipotle for a late lunch, which means I have the house to myself, and it is unnervingly quiet. With Lottie gone for the past day or so, I've been super twitchy because it's my first time really without Lottie. When I had Lenny, we were in the hospital and Lottie stayed with my parents and sister, but that was different, right? Because I was in the hospital, I was working on, just had a baby. So I wasn't really focused on what Lottie was doing. But now, because I'm at the house and when it's super quiet, you parents out there know, like, when you've got a toddler and it's quiet, it's almost more stressful than when it's loud, because I keep wondering where she is or what she's doing or what she's gotten into, because I can't hear her little, like, feet running around, or her, she babbles to herself and talks to herself about her day. So because she's not here, I'm like, where is she? What's she gotten into? I'm like constantly checking the medicine cabinets or checking to make sure she hasn't gotten into like scissors or something. But we've been getting pictures all morning. She's had a great time. She's at the zoo. She got some kind of toy, of course, because, grandparents. So we are just kind of hanging out this afternoon. I have to work on a design that is coming out in July, but will hopefully be ready for testing at the beginning of May. I totally stalled out on it for a long time. It's one of the first things I designed and sketched, and it's taken over a year to come to fruition, but like I had to redo the increases. I did a split hem on it, and oh my gosh, I don't know what it is, but a split hem seems like it's taking a lifetime. Like, it's taken me 4 or 5 days just to do the hem on this t-shirt, and even on the sleeves. Like, I don't know what my deal is, but it's taking me way longer than anything has ever taken me. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm hopefully finishing that today. Gonna block it, and then I am casting on the plum pudding socks, which is the third part in our Anne of Green Gables sock collection. The first part came out this morning. It's carrots socks. So hopefully I'll have this up hopefully by Sunday. So then it's 30% off for opening weekend. So hopefully you'll see it. Hopefully there will still be 30% off when you check it out. It's perfect for the springtime. Super cute. I really like it. And I picked the colors myself, which I usually don't do. Chaylee picks the colors for me, but Chaylee's like, you did a good job. Got some Anne of Green Gables. You got the vibe right. So there's that. Lake Trout, which is the second installment in our Anne of Green Gables collection, is in testing right now. And then I'm working on plum pudding. So hopefully we'll all be out in the springtime. I don't know why, but Anne of Green Gables makes me think of spring, which is, I don't know, because the quote from Anne of Green Gables is something about, I'm paraphrasing, I'm so happy that I live in a world where there are Octobers. But I don't know, Anne always gives me a springtime vibe. It is 3:30. I just finished my pump. I realized in my last video I showed you the beginning of what my knitting looked like before that, and I realized that the camera caught this in the frame, and I was like, oh no, that looks like a vibrator. It's not a vibrator. I mean, it vibrates. It's a lactation massager. I've got these, yay. breastfeeding, woohoo. But I realized that and I was like, I don't want them to think that I like left something that I didn't mean to be in the frame in the frame. So it's just part of my breastfeeding kit, I guess, or whatever. So I did finish my design. I finished it, I cast it off, it's done. The sleeves are done. I have to weave in the ends and then I am going to try and block it today. I hear something jingling on. Oh, I've got my stitch marker still on it. So I am done with that. I actually don't have too many other projects cast on right now, so I get to cast on all the things. I have the Ira shawl by Ksenia Nadon cast on, but it's a scrappy project, so I don't have the next scraps because I'm using it with my rainbow socks. So that's cast on, but I don't have the yarn for it. And then I have my only other whip is my Catherine of Aragon sweater that has been languishing for almost a year now. I cast it on in April, I think like April 3rd. So I'm coming up on a year and it's my own fault for why it's not done. I cast on a single ply fingering weight sweater. Yeah, I know. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm doing it on size 2 needles and it's taking my whole life. So I thought I was going to be super speedy about it, but I like lost steam because it was taking a really long time. I haven't even split the sleeves. I cast it on and about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks later, last April, I found out I was pregnant. So I was like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to, like, I don't know what size I'm going to be afterwards. I don't want to knit a full sweater and then not actually be able to wear it because I'm making it with a colorwork band at the waist. So I'm like, well, I won't be able to, because colorwork's not as stretchy as regular just stockinette. So I was like, well, I won't be able to wear it while I'm pregnant and I don't know what size I'm going to be when I'm done because bodies change. So I just kind of dawdled and then I let it languish and then, you know, it went into the abyss of whips. So I'm going to try and finish it, but I don't know. It's beautiful. I love the color. I love the idea. I still want to own and wear the sweater. I just don't know if I want to knit it right now. I think I'm going to have to. I think I'm just going to have to put my head down, knit it, and just start working on it again and be a little bit more dedicated than I'm being with it right now. Maybe I'll put it next to my pump so I'm trapped, so I can't pick up another project because it's the only thing I have near me. That's how I kind of stay motivated, is I only put one project near my pump and it's a corded pump, so I'm stuck to the wall, so I can't go wandering off to find a new project that I want to do. I have to do the one I've got or not knit, and not knitting's not an option because knitting makes pumping bearable. So I am off to weave in the ends, try and block this. It's a pretty warm day. It is unseasonably warm. I mean, it's California, so it's always warm, but it's actually quite warm. It's like 80 degrees and it's March, so this is even warm for California. So it's warm, so hopefully if I open the windows, it will dry really quick. This is out of Wool Pop, so it is a cotton wool polyamide blend. It dries pretty quick and I'm super excited. It's a design that hopefully will be ready for testing soon. It's a summer t-shirt. I'm excited. I will maybe do a try on later before I block. We'll see. Catch up with you soon. Okay, so I just popped the sweater on. I didn't even take the shirt I had on off. I'm just wearing it. It totally fits. It fits exactly how I wanted, but I'm gonna take a step back so you can check it out. It's got this cool fun underarm detail. Obviously my ends are flipping and flopping. It is unblocked as well, but I really like it. It turned out kind of exactly how I imagined it. So I'll block it, see how it goes. It'll stretch out a little bit, but I'm really happy with the fit and how it all worked out. Hi, it's Gabs back again. It's now Sunday. On Friday, I forgot to record the actual podcast portion of this vlog situation. I think I'm going last. So you will have seen Shaylee's podcast portion and now I will do mine. So this is kind of like a day in the life podcast combo, whatever we can kind of get together. So first off, when we do podcasts, we usually do designs, new releases. We just released the Carrots socks. It is our Anne of Green Gables collection. This is the first one in the Anne of Green Gables collection. This is, it's available on Ravelry and Ribbler. I'll put a link in the description box below. It is the first of 3 patterns. And the yarn is, Someone's Making Soup from Earl Grey Fiber Company from her The Office Advent of 2020, I think. The main color, this cream speckle, is As You Wish from Princess Bride, from Hannah Made It's Advent Calendar. And then this orangey color is, I think it's either Golden Leaves or Fallen Leaves from Wobble Gobble. So it was kind of a catch-all of things that I had, but I really liked the colors. So this is now out and available on Ravelry and Ribbler. So check it out. It is the first in our installments of Anne of Green Gables patterns. We have another design coming out on April 1st with Daisy Stitch Company in her April box. The theme is high tea. If you head over to her Instagram, there is a spoiler photo of what's in the box. I'm not sure if spaces are still open for the April box, but if not, it's released every other month. So there will also be a June box, and the boxes are awesome. I have the April box. It's amazing. I will do an unboxing once everyone else has received it. It's super cute. It's awesome. It's a really great box. And that's my only acquisition too. So I have nothing to show for acquisitions. For finished objects, I spent the majority of the month working on my first adult-sized garment design. And oh my gosh, grading for this has been a struggle. I've had to redo it a bunch of times, but here it is. It is, you saw it when I when I blocked it, but this is the Tenacity, get it? Tenacity, and it's a t-shirt. It's made from Wool Pop's Brambles yarn. I'll stand up so you can see it. You saw it earlier in the vlog. This is it blocked, so it blocked out much. It's got a good drape. I'm gonna try it on at some point. I'm gonna come back into frame so you can see me. So I'm gonna try it on, see how it works. And then I'm going to work on grading it, because oh my gosh, grading for different sizes, for different body types is super tricky, because I looked at Isolde Teague's standard one, but I was having this conversation with Shaylee that bust to arm ratios are totally different. For example, Shaylee has much broader shoulders than I do, because she's super buff, because she works out all the time. So my sister's much buffer than me. So her shoulder circumference, or her arm circumference, is larger than mine, but her bust circumference is smaller than mine. But that's not always the case. When most of the time when you look at a size chart, when the bust circumference increases, so does the arm circumference, but that's not the case for everyone. And for me, I'm still breastfeeding, so my bust circumference has grown since pregnancy and since breastfeeding, but my arm circumference really hasn't. So it's really tricky to figure out sizes, and I'm trying to figure out how to make it size inclusive, but also adaptable for different bust to arm ratios. And I'm struggling with it because I really only see myself and my toddler and my infant, who I obviously am not using as samples, my husband, and I can use my mom, but she's my mom, so we've got a similar body structure, right? So I'm working through it, trying to figure out how to best address that. If you have tips, I don't know, send them my way. So that's what I'm working on. It's written, I just need to grade the darn thing, which is doing me in. My other finished object is my March rainbow socks, and I totally messed up. Not the socks, but this is supposed to be the April colorway. This is yellow. March was supposed to be orange. I got confused and did the yellow instead first because I don't know how to do rainbow, because January was pink, then February was red, March was supposed to be orange, but I did yellow. So I've got my yellow socks. This cuff is the same as the main color on Carrot socks. So this is Hannah made it As You Wish from her advent calendar. The rest of these are the advent my brain just like swinged out of my mind. Okay, this is Earl Grey Fiber Company's Floral and Fauna Advent countdown calendar from this year. So all of this one, and this one are from her countdown calendar this year. And this kind of more solid color is Molly Klein Design, which is Sweet Tea Yarns on Etsy. So that's what's happening with this one. Like I said, I don't have that many finished objects because I've been working on the Tenacity all month. I don't know why it took me so long. I really stalled out on it. I only have 2 whips as well. I have Plum Pudding, which is the last in the installment. Oops, I'm attached. Is the last Anne of Green Gables sock design. The middle one is Lake Trout, which is currently in testing. So I just started it. It's got a picot cast on, which when I first cast the darn thing on, I cast on 56 stitches, which is what I normally do for socks. And it was 9 inches around, which is not what my normal circumference is for socks. So it turns out a picot cast on is like way bigger than a regular long tail cast on. So I had to do some I kind of did like a mini gauge swatch of how many I needed to cast on. So I think I cast on 40 and then I knit 2 rounds. So I had this like picot cast on going. And then when I changed colors to the pink, I increased to the 56. So then the pink ribbing is in the 56 stitches. And then the rest of it, I'm just kind of doing. I just started the color work here. You can see I haven't even placed all the markers for it yet. I'm super excited about it. I'll see how it turns out. So if you're interested in testing this one, it's a color work sock just on the top, on the top of the leg and then the top of right before the toe. So it's not a full color work sock because Chaley did a really great job with Let Me See You Get Lotus with it, but it was too tricky for me. It took my whole soul. So these colors are Forbidden Fiber Company's Vampire Queen and Hypnotic Yarns Sweet Pea, which I think was the May or June of 2021's Yarnable, I think. I'm pretty sure. So, and this is Cookie and Bees. This is her little Cake Cozy, which I love. I would usually have this one in a Cake Cozy too, but it's an outside pull, so because I did a bad thing. And I can't find the center pull, so I'm pulling from the outside. I'm the more chaotic sister when it comes to yarn organization, so that's what's happening with that. And my only other whip, hold on, I'm gonna pop out a frame, is, you saw it last podcast, is the Ira shawl by Ksenia Nadon of Life is Cozy. I added more, tangled. I haven't worked on it for a bit because I'm using the scraps of my rainbow socks in it. So once I finish the scraps for March, then I have to wait till I finish the sock for April. So you can see I skipped February's because I thought that I did red for February. I thought it was just too dark and too much of a contrast. So this is all of this was January. And then this teeny tiny strip was all I wanted really to include for March. Some of these other ones, there were some leftover, like I had leftovers of these that I could have put in here, but it was a lot. It was like 15 grams left over, and I was like, I don't want to, like, that's enough for me to do heels, toes, and cuffs on socks. I only used 12.5 grams for heels, toes, and cuffs on socks. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to save those for contrast heels later. So all that went in to this was the very last of my Hana Made It As You Wish, and then the very last of this, I think it's called Pineapple. Shaylee would know if she was doing this with me because she bought it for me, from Molly Klein Design. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is the color palette sock that everybody was making. It's free on Ravelry. I think everyone and their mother made this sock, so I'm late to the hype, but this is the color palette sock. I also use this yarn in a kitty cat brioche hat for my daughter Lottie. So there's that too, but I don't know. I'm not really a fan of brioche. I know some people love it. I know some people find it difficult, like just getting in the rhythm of it, and I didn't love it. It didn't make my soul sing. So maybe it was the pattern. Maybe I'll try another one, but I was like, nah, brioche is fine. I can do it, but I don't know if I love it in my heart of hearts. So maybe the pattern was just, it was pretty simple. It was a well-written pattern. Maybe the pattern was just not the right choice for me in brioche, and I wanted something more. Whatever. It's great. If you love brioche, drop a brioche pattern in the comments for me. I think that's it. Chatter. I don't have too much going on. I'm still on maternity leave. You saw a day in the life. It is the end of March. Next month is April, and it is a very hectic month for both of us. I'm kind of ramping up to go back to work, all of those kind of things. We've got some traveling we have to do. My husband will be out of town for a chunk of it. My sister's coming to visit. All of those things. So I think everything's kind of trucking along. We've got some new patterns coming out. We've got the April Daisy Stitch Co. That sock box coming out April 1st. Lake Trout will come out in the middle of April, and as soon as I finish knitting and writing Plum Pudding, which is hopefully in the next week, I'll post a test call for that, and hopefully that will be out in late April, early May. We've got a lot of stuff going on. I hope, and I have a couple collaborations. I have 2 collaborations that I applied to a bunch of stuff for submissions and stuff like that. I think I applied to like 6 or 8, and we got accepted into 2, which is awesome. If you are a budding designer, apply to everything. Truly, I'm in theater, I'm a drama teacher. You get more no's than you get yeses. That's always how it is. I don't know anyone who bats 1,000 who always gets a yes for everyone. Sometimes doesn't mean your design's not great, just means it's not the right fit. It's just like when you audition for the musical. Doesn't mean you're not a talented, amazing performer. Just wasn't the right fit for the role, wasn't the right time, all those things. So that's what we got. I don't think I can announce those collaborations yet. If I can, I will tell you next podcast. I don't think I did the whole like and subscribe thing. Shaylee and I aren't that great at that whole thing, but if you liked seeing what we're doing, like and subscribe. We really do a happy dance every time someone subscribes. We're like, oh my gosh, our channel's not monetized. But like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. We get very excited. Leave us a comment. We read all of the comments, and one or both of us will respond to it. So thank you so much for bearing with our kind of vlog, day in the life, podcast amalgamation we tried to pull off this month. See you next month.